Alright, so yep, I'm back again once again. Yeah, so I wake up today, go to my computer, look at my thing again, and yeah, I did leave a guy like I made a video for that guy, and this guy made a whole second essay for me, bro. Oh my god. So if you guys do not know, last video I think, or one of the video I made yesterday, I made it about this guy who sent me a whole paragraph last time saying how me and Six World are delusional, we should swan dive off a building because our takes on Bleach Rebirth of Souls are just bad and inaccurate or trash or things like that. So in that video I said things like no, he said he doesn't enjoy playing online multiplayer games like that. I said, then why play a fighting game when that's really the only real thing to do, right? You can play the story mode, but then that's it, bro. That's what I'm saying. You don't play a fighting game for the story mode. You really don't. It's a meme. Like, we sit there and cry about Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter having a better excuse me, a better or deeper story, but then, like, do we really care at the fighting game? Like, it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. It's something different. It's not like a puzzle game like God of War or The Last of Us, or I think Assassin's Creed, right? It's nothing like that. But yeah, I'm gonna read this again, or this the new one. Let's read it, man. I'm gonna read it paragraph by paragraph because, you know, I didn't think I was gonna get a video made on my comment, but nonetheless it happened. When I said for Six World to swan dive off a building, that was too far, and that's my bad. Now you get called out for your comment, now it's your bad. Okay. I apologize for that. But other than that, I'm not retracting what I said. Your whole point that everything is essentially online is absurd, and saying that Bleach lacking in online ranked mode makes it unfinished game and even more absurd. So what about games like GTA and older anime games, classics like Crash, Mario, and hundreds of other games that start off as single player games and are to this day loved by people old and young? Look at GTA 4, at one of the top 3 best-selling games of all time, and it never had an online. It did, but it was rarely even mentioned, even to this day. So my thing saying that games online today are like, that's like what they should do, like that's what they are, was primarily my take for a fighting game where you're playing against another player is online. You can't, like, unless you're doing it at home, which, let's be real, you're not gonna do that. Well, you can, but like, you don't really. Fighting games are primarily played online. So reason I said what I said about games having online features is because you bought a game that you know is a fighting game that you know is going to be online, and you sat there and said that you did not like online games. But still, to this comment, games like GTA 4, look at GTA 5, it has GTA Online. GTA Online's a big ass thing on GTA. There's even GTA RP, which is a big thing for GTA. I'm sure GTA 6 can have online too. If not, they're probably gonna update GTA Online to GTA 6 and probably update it that way. I don't know. They can do a lot of things with GTA Online. Then with Mario, you can sit there and say Mario Maker's an online game. There was 2 Mario Makers where people made their own stage and uploaded online for people to play their stages. Like, let's not act like games. Yes, games started offline because there wasn't really shit. I'm sure back in the day, playing online at your house and your friend lives all the way in the next state over and playing the same game together, I'm sure that was beyond their imagination at the time. Nowadays, where it's kind of easy to do that, why not put it in every game? You feel me? So I just think if you're thinking games in this day and age shouldn't be online, I think that's literally just being delusional. Like I'm sorry. If that's what you want, you don't want games to succeed in life. I think that's what it is. If you don't think games should be online. But to what I said, to this game, it should be online. And if it can't produce online or even have a ranked mode online, it's not gonna be good as a fighting game. But next paragraph. Also, I don't know what Bleach fans you encountered, but Six World was saying this game is going to be shit since day one. And a fellow YouTuber named Shikai Shinobi has made a video on him, I believe, disagreeing with him. His takes are again garbage and are completely hollow. In fact, he pretty much asked to get the hate. In my opinion, you attack a fan base on day one, say their game is going to be garbage, and you nitpick and nag about online having an issue when it can be easily fixed. Whatever. Both you and Six Word are acting like man-childs when something doesn't go your way, and you, my friend, are a professional yapper. That guy making the paragraphs in my comments is I'm the professional yapper, not him. Okay, but you're saying you say you're a Fairy Tail fan when your game is pretty much a copy of Final Fantasy, and now Fairy Tail's getting strays now. Okay, edit. You won't complain about Fairy Tail, but when it comes to any other games, when it comes to any other anime like Bleach, it's on the hate spot. So let's get this right. So Six World knows Afro. Afro Senju. Afro Senju. No, was Afro Senju? No, I think it was a different. I think it was Globku or some shit. He was reacting to the game Bleach Rebirth of Souls and didn't know a certain term in the game, and he was saying, "Oh, they're just making extra shit for no reason. You know, it's making it more confusing. Like, why is it gotta be named this and not just health, or why is it gotta be named this or not just like mana or some shit?" And guess what? Bleach fans got upset with that. Afro stepped in and said, "You guys are doing too much, you know, and these were Bleach fans actively attacking the creator for not knowing a term, right? Again, Bleach isn't as big as something like Dragon Ball or Naruto or One Piece now. Like, terms, and the terms aren't as easy to remember, like Ryatsu, Spiritual Pressure, Konpaku, Bankai Shikai, Kido, all that shit, right? Shanitos, Resurrections, like there's so much shit compared to some like Naruto where there's chakra, jutsus, Sharingan, Dojutsu, Kekkei Genkai, Genjutsu, Ninjutsu, Taijutsu, Senjutsu. Like yes, there's a lot of shit, but it's all together. With Bleach, there's a lot of terms that are literally the same thing. They're a little different, but they're literally the same thing. But yeah, and again, Bleach isn't as well known or well liked like how Naruto and Dragon Ball was. So that YouTuber who made a mistake, it's okay, but it wasn't okay to Bleach fans because they went off on him. And Afro went out and said, "You guys are doing too much, you know, you guys are being unwelcoming. This is like, it's not gonna be good for y'all to be doing this." And look where we are now. We're still doing it. Afro knows Six World and Afro are chill. They sit in Discord calls, bro. So they're pretty chill. So when he sees that go down with Afro, I think it was more of Afro like switching ship or saying, "Oh, I like Bleach," when before he didn't, which I don't think he's ever said that. I think he's always liked Bleach. So if Six World sees that, and he knows how the community is, and him saying, and you say his takes are garbage and hollow? How? His take was Bleach Rebirth of Souls wasn't going to sell as much as Dragon Ball Sparking Zero due to Bleach's IP not being as good as Dragon Ball. That was his take. I don't think he said anything about the game being bad. I don't think he said anything about how the game was going to be. He just said the game wasn't going to sell as much as Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Whether the game was good or not, he said it wasn't going to sell due to the IP. So, and he researched it. He made a whole chart and everything about the statistics and how much he thought it was going to make, and it made just like a little bit over how much he said. It's crazy. So to you say his take is garbage and hollow and we're nitpicking, we're not. Like, he literally had a whole graph and everything, and he literally went out and asked people if they know Ichigo or Goku more for the IP test. Now, to sit here and say that we're man-childs and we get upset and cry when things don't go our way, that literally sounds like you guys. When someone says something bad about Bleach, you guys really jump them in the comments like how you did because of a game. So, like I said, I don't hate Bleach. I love Bleach. It's on my TV right now. Like, I was chilling watching Bleach when I went to bed, bro. I swear to God. Like, I'm not even gonna get up and do that. It's too much, but it's on my TV. I swear to God. Like, it's insane. And then you over talking about Fairy Tail, bro. Fairy Tail got nothing to do with this, but if you want to bring Fairy Tail into the mix, I agree with you. But no, this will prove my point here. I don't care what game it is. I don't care if it's a Naruto game, a Bleach game, a Dragon Ball game, a Fairy Tail game. I don't care what it is. I can take away my bias for that anime or my love for that anime and look at it from a game perspective. I'm not gonna complain or talk about the Fairy Tail game because, one, it was never talked about. Two, there's two of them and no one knows about it. And three, it's a Final Fantasy game. Like you said, people aren't into Final Fantasy games like that, or at least that style of Final Fantasy, right? But I can still take back my liking to Fairy Tail and sit there and say the game's bad, because it is bad. Like I said, why am I paying $60 to $70 to play through the story mode? That's all that there is to the game, unless there's like little side quests. But like, fuck is a side quest, bro, compared to like actual gameplay? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I can take away my bias for Bleach and say that the game itself isn't going to be as good. Like you said, game has no ranked mode. Game gives you every character at the start, gives you every costume at the start. Make that something to play for. Like, go into story mode or get in-game points to unlock characters, to unlock costumes, to unlock the special voice lines that you said in your last comment, right? Give me something to play for. But if you give me every character, every costume, everything from the start, what's the point of me playing the game and grinding the game if there's nothing to do? And then there's no rank mode, so there's no real validation for me to play the game other than, oh, it's for fun. Which at the end of the day, yes, games are for fun. You can do that, you can enjoy that, but at the same time, give me a reason to play. You know, if I'm playing for nothing, no points, no nothing, what's the point? You know? And I think this is a problem with modern gaming today, where you have to have something competitive in the game or something to give you rewards or something to play the game. You know, it feels like if you're just winning to win, what's the point, right? And then them having no ranked mode doesn't let you see who's the best, see how good you are compared to other players and shit like that. So let's see, next paragraph. I yapped a little bit there. But guess what? Rebirth of Souls is a good game. You, Six World, and the few people that agree can and will stay miserable, because when something exists, you make a career out of complaining, whether it's about this anime or whatever. And yes, I did type a paragraph both times because simply typing a sentence won't cut it. Didn't cut it. You pretty much side with a guy who asked to be attacked by Bleach fans. This is the consequence. Like it or not, Bleach Rebirth of Souls is more successful than you and Six World. Now, I like how it went from talking about a game to personally attacking me in Six World. This will be mean by the Bleach fans not being welcoming, Lily being man children. Like I said, you can't civilly talk to a person, a grown man, as a grown man, about a game without throwing strays like that. It shows a lot about your character, bro. Like I said, I don't care about being more successful than a fucking old ass Bleach game by the time I do get successful, bro. I don't, bro. It's an anime game. Be honest with me, anime games in this day and age aren't good, bro. The only real good anime games was Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like, look at games like the Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Class or shit Jump Force. Games like that aren't even worth the time, bro. Like, Jump Force never rematch button. It was very super laggy. Cursed Clash, I don't even think it had a fucking character select screen, bro. You had to select the characters by tabs. I didn't even show you actual characters. It'll just have their name. So anime games mixed with fighting games. Fighting games die really early on, especially if they're not something big like Tekken or Street Fighter, or even have like a chance of making it into a big tournament like Evo. They're going to die really quick without that. So mixing that with anime doesn't really work good, since anime games aren't doing any good, and it could be any genre for anime games. They're not that good, bro. So for me and Six World to have to take that saying Bleach Rebirth of Souls wasn't going to sell good is okay for us to say, because that's our opinion. That's what we thought, and it was true. It didn't sell as much as Dragon Ball, which was our point and was true. So what we said was true. Now, the throwing the strays out is insane. And will always stay miserable. Again, preying on someone's downfall over a fucking game is insane. I will continue to enjoy Rebirth of Souls, and that's that. Six World can see these comments all he likes. It won't change the fact he started a war. He won't win. He won't win a war against Bleach fans over a game because he said it wasn't going to sell as much as Dragon Ball. It's insane to say that out loud when we're talking about two grown men here. Like I said, I've said nothing personal to you. I haven't personally attacked you saying that you're stupid or an idiot. Yes, I've said you're delusional, but let's look at the facts here. Everything you said, I have said with a counter argument. You said, what about single player games that are loved by hundreds of old and young people? GTA, you said GTA and Mario. Mario has Mario Maker, which is an online game, and it seems like they're gonna maybe continue to go in that direction with online play. Then GTA Online's a thing. It's a big thing. GTA RP is a big thing as well. Games are evolving to the point where online is the norm, right? You said the game isn't, or it is finished. That's why we see game files for ranked mode in the game that's not accessible to everyone else to play. You said these issues can be easily fixed. That means they have to fix the game for it to be finished, right? That means the game's not finished on launch. That's what I'm saying. It's a launch. The launch is one of the most important things for a game, or anything. A restaurant, a video, anything. If the launch isn't good, then it's not going to do well over time, you know? It's crazy. I don't look, dude. I left you here a little paragraph myself, pretty much stating everything I said here. I'm not gonna read it all. If y'all want to read it, y'all read it. But pretty much I said like single player, multiplayer thing. Regardless of what Six World said, he said it wasn't gonna sell as much. He had reasonings for his takes. Fairy Tail, I can sit there and say it's a bad game. I said I love Bleach. It's not even about it being a Bleach game. It's about it being a a game, a fighting game. I'm passionate about fighting games, and for it to be a fighting game, it's not that good, you know. And to be honest with you, I haven't even looked at any real like combat or anything like that, you know. I haven't, so it's insane. But anyway, I'm gonna about here. I hope this man is good with that. I hope that's all he leaves in my comments, because I don't know, man. I just don't feel like getting up every morning and reading a whole ass paragraph every time about some grown man crying that some other grown man said a take about a game that he likes. You know, whether it's correct or not, it's just insane that he comes out and has to do that shit. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you have a great day.